Hey everyone, hope you're having an amazing day. It's Code Karen. Welcome to r/Am I the A-hole, where we have one incredible story with comments. If you are new to this channel, a sub would be great. Tap that notification bell. Let's jump right in. Am I the a-hole for telling my dad the reason I don't respect him is because he's chronically lady whipped? I know. The title sounds a little bad, but hear me out. I, 16 female, live with my dad and my new stepmom, Amanda, and her stepsibs, Kate and Bo, 9 and 11. My dad has this problem where he's just totally controlled by whatever woman gets with him. Every girlfriend he's ever had since my mom died when I was 7 years old has been the one calling the shots with him. They would complain about every little thing, and he immediately kissed A to please them so they'd stick around. It doesn't matter that he's only ever dated one jerky woman after another. Over the last few years, I've stopped listening to my dad or any of his girlfriends when they try to boss me around. The girlfriends are usually the ones with the orders. I'm just so over all the girlfriend drama. Dad said I'm going through the rebellion stage, like I'm just some angsty teen with no real problems. Stepmom Amanda has taken issue with my bad behavior and is constantly criticizing me and complaining to my dad to straighten me out, and so he's constantly on my case too. It all came to a head this week when Amanda got mad at me for not letting her kids play with my Nintendo NES. It's old and delicate, and her kids are not. I told her to screw off, and if she wanted to keep her kids entertained, then she can let them play with her Switch, which she won't because they'll break it, lol. So after that verbal exchange, she stormed off crying to my dad, who then stormed into my room to yell at me for being so disrespectful to him and his wife. He said I needed to learn some respect, but I just lost it and cut him off by screaming at him. I told him that I don't respect him because he's a lifelong lady-whipped loser who would rather coddle his jerky wife than to stand up to her BS. He looked really offended and got quiet. Then he said that I was grounded, stormed out, and slammed my door. Later, my grandma called and said I was being childish and I need to shape up and apologize to my dad because he keeps a roof over my head and food in my stomach, and that's no way to treat him. Am I the a-hole for disrespecting my dad and stepmom? Or do you feel that I have a right to stand up for myself so I don't get stepped on and pushed around? I know I'm still technically a kid, but I think I'm the only one acting like an adult in this family. Edit. To everyone saying that I should have explained why I didn't want stepmom's kids using the Nintendo, I did. I explained it calmly to her kids, then to her, but she said it was just junk, and if they broke it, then it wouldn't matter. That is when I told her to screw off, and the drama ensued. Edit 2. 1. I've tried asking my dad to go to therapy with me, but he's refused every time. He says therapy is for crazies and won't listen to me. 2. I've tried talking to my dad more than once about he and his girlfriends and now his wife treat me in a way that makes me feel like crap, and each time I'm brushed off. 3. Me being disrespectful usually consists of me not dropping my online schooling just to go to the store for stepmom Amanda because she doesn't have makeup on, or not letting her kids into my bedroom when I'm not there. Her son has sticky fingers. Or not doing enough cooking or cleaning, despite Amanda having no job and not cooking or cleaning more than once a week. Or me babysitting all the time and basically being a live-in servant for her and the entire family. 4. I know now that lady whipped is actually pretty misogynistic, and I'm sorry for using that term. I didn't realize that until recently because I just grew up hearing that from my grandpa, dad, and uncles. 5. My dad choosing to kowtow to his girlfriends/wife isn't new. He's been doing that since he started dating after my mom died. So this blow up with my dad wasn't out of nowhere, really. I guess it's been building up for some time now. I hope this clears things up. Let's head to the comments. Scene29 says, not the a-hole. I'm ready for the downvotes, but here we go. I'm sorry that you're having to live with a parent who won't stand up for you. While your wording could have been slightly better, I understand where you're coming from. You had to watch your dad put the woman in his life over you while you lived without your real mom. I understand his need to find love as well, but kids are supposed to come first, and especially one that lost her mother. I read from your comments that you have to babysit her kids as well, and you're asked to give up your stuff on demand, so your frustration is justified. You're a minor, so your dad has to feed you and keep a roof over you, so don't take your grandma's words too much to heart. I hope you'll go off to college soon and have a better and more peaceful life. Evil Wife OG1 says, "Darlin', I'm sorry you're going through this. I'm 50, and I remember having to be friendly and respectful to all the people who came into my parents' lives when my mom and dad got divorced. Even when I didn't want to be friendly and respectful. It absolutely sucked. It seems that once we grow up, we forget all that crap we went through as teens, and then expect our kids to just roll with the punches and not have any option about what goes on around them. Then we're surprised and hurt when they blow up at us. If your dad doesn't agree to counseling, maybe you can get some help from the school counselor. Hopefully, your dad will agree that you can go to someone you can talk to about all this. From experience, it does get better. Just be patient." Roselle3316 says, "Honey, please get on with your life. College, trade school, an apprenticeship program, anything. Make something of yourself and leave those a-holes behind. I was you at one point in my life. I was the daughter of a dad who chose every woman over me. It would be very healthy if you can get away from the house with some sort of job. I'm sure you're in school, but just an afternoon or weekend job. It will keep you out of the house more, and it will allow you to save money so in a couple of years, you can run like hell from them and never, ever look back. Make something of yourself so that someday your dad will look out into the world and see your name somewhere, or a picture in the paper of how successful you've become without him, and when he tries to reach out to you, shut him down and continue living your life, in peace and with dignity." Malevolent Bunny says, "Not the a-hole. Your dad is a coward who is more afraid of being alone than he is of completely failing as a father and a spouse. I don't blame you for blowing up. You've been shoved aside for years and managed as a live-in servant for people that think they can get away with treating you like this. More than that, you're right. Your father lost your respect because he deserves to lose it. He has shown you no respect at all for so long that now he's fundamentally broken that special parent-child bond. Your grandmother is wrong to call you out for it, and I fear for your step-siblings as well, being raised in such a toxic environment. Here's hoping you can escape soon and find some people who will respect you because you deserve to be respected and loved." No Interaction 302 says, "I am Guy, but I had the same face-to-face showdown with my dad. This was the only time we physically came to blows, and the next day he acted totally normal and nothing changed between us. It seems as though your dad just wants an easy life, and due to circumstances that are not your fault, you are at the top of his hit list. Unfortunately, right as you are, you will not win this argument because most dads don't know how to change and don't want to change. He wants you to change and magically make everything right, and that is not going to happen. Until you can move out, all you can do is try and make things as peaceful and non-confrontational as possible. Some advice: start locking up your things and keep them away from those sticky finger little ones, not the a-hole." Lowwow00 says, "The thing that really stands out for me is how little control you've had over your life. You lost your mom early, a massive upheaval that absolutely would have made the world an uncertain and scary place, totally out of your control. Then, as you were still coping with that, you also had to deal with a parade of your dad's girlfriends, all of whom imposed different relationships on you, and, by the sound of it, all of whom were allowed to order you around, either directly or through your dad. You've seen your dad repeatedly give control of his life over to them, and in doing so, almost without even seeming to know it, he also gave them control over your life. From the point of view of a child, you had to deal with girlfriends coming and going, and then the next girlfriend comes along and she has different needs, and again, you were expected to adjust and be happy. The cycle just continued. Then your dad marries Amanda, and you suddenly have a stepmom and 2 new siblings you had no part in choosing. And you're being told to look after your step-sibs and literally hand over your things for them to play with. There's no feeling on earth worse than feeling powerless, and it sounds like that's what you've experienced for most of your life. What you said was pretty nasty, and by the way, also rather sexist, but you acknowledge that. I very much understand why you're angry. All that said, I do think you should apologize for what you said to your dad. Not because it wasn't a fair comment, but because you sound very thoughtful, mature for your age, and intelligent. And there's just a better way to say things like that to your dad. He is your dad after all. I hope he will take this incident as a wake-up call and have a real conversation with you about your place in this new family you've been dropped into. Like Alice in Wonderland when she is dropped into the rabbit hole. Hey Code Karen community, what would you do in this situation? I'd love to hear your comments. See you in the next story.